Okay. So now the question is, write a program which read a number and print the total of the number. So if just assume 1, 2, 3, 4 is there, so the output is 10, nothing but 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So here just assume there is a one number, just assume 1, 2, 3, 4 only. Now, so here I have to iterate these values one by one. Okay. And we are taking the integer numbers only. So here I'm adding the condition, just assume while any number is there. So this is the number less than 0. Okay. Greater than 0, sorry. If the number is greater than 0, so what should I do? So first of all, I'll separate each number. That is my first task. So here you can do using the modulus. For example, if I write 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have to modulus of the 10 because it is a decimal number. So we have the number system concept. Binary having the base number of 2, decimal having 10, octal having odd 8, hexadecimal is 16. This is the base. So here we are dividing with the decimal number. So we are taking the modulus of 10. So now you can see if I'm taking 1, 2, 3, 4 of modulus of 10, what I'm getting. Okay, if I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4 modulus of 10. So first I'm getting 4. Next, again, what I want to do, I want to remove this particular 4. Okay. And then I'm going to do the modulus of 1, 2, 3. So what I'm getting 3. Next, if I'm doing 1, 2 only. Okay. And if I'm printing, I'm getting 2 and last remaining 1 only. So it will get 1 only. So here, like this, I'm going to separate this particular value. That is the first step. Second step. Okay. This is the step 1. Okay. And the second step. So here, whatever when we are separating the value, these value must be added to one variable. Just assume taking the variable something, add equals to or add plus equals to this particular number, whatever it is separating. Just again, here I'm taking something, each and every, just assume number 2 I'm writing. So here, number 2 is going to be added into this particular variable. But the thing is like, how this is going to be iterate. How 1, 2, 3, 4 becomes 1, 2, 3, and how 1, 2, 3 becomes 1, 2, and how 1, 2 become 1. So for that purpose, here, okay, I'm going to divide these values. Okay, if I'm writing double slash, okay, if I'm entering double slash, so here what will happen? It will not give me the reminder. Okay, normally if you divide 123.4 divided by 10 means you will get the 123.4. But I don't want this particular reminder. For example, here, let me just write it 1, 2, 3, 4 divided by 10. So here you can see I'm getting 1, 2, 3. Normally, if you write 1, 2, 3, 4, just single slash, so I'll get the 1, 2, 3.4. So here what I'll do in the loop, I'm going to add the division. So what will happen here? When I do the divisions, 1, 2, 3, 4 double division by 10. So here without the decimal, I'll get the value. So 1, 2, 3. If I again, the loop will run. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 10, 12, 1 to 12, 10, 1. Again, 1 is nothing but 0. Okay, so here if I write the 0. So here what we are writing in the loop, when the loop is going to be executed, iteration should be happen if number is greater than 0 only. So here this is the logic where you can make it 0. Okay. So third step, what we are doing to iterate that particular loop, we are dividing the number with the double slash. Okay. Is it clear? Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me write this particular logic. So first I'm typing number. integer input, enter any number. Okay, so once I enter the number, okay, for total I have to take one total equals to 0 I'm taking. Okay, or you can take add equals to 0 also. Okay, next here I'm writing the condition while whatever the number I have entered, it should iterate that particular loop, or it should run that particular loop until, okay, when the number is greater than 0, it should only do that particular iteration. So here, okay, so 3 steps. First one, I'm taking one separate variable. Just assume a equals to number modulus of 10, and whatever the remainder will be there, I'm going to add into the total variable. And next, I want to decrease this particular value also, right, every time. So number equals to number double divided by 10. And now once I print this particular total, I'll get the answer. Okay, or else you can write the statement also like this: given number total is, okay, so here I can write given number is number, and total of the given number is this. Okay, so now if I run this 12 something, I'm getting this 3. Okay, and if I enter 33, I'm getting 6. If I'm entering 1 2 3 4, it is going to me 10. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next, sum of the series. Okay, so here similar to the first one only, here we are not dividing anything, just we are adding the values, that's it. Okay, so here, okay, let me take one number, same number equals to integer input, enter any number. So here I'm writing, I don't require to print it. Okay, so here I'm taking one variable of the sum. So here I'm taking total equals to 0 once again, and here I want to initialize the value, like from where it should start that particular number. For example, if I want to calculate any number, okay, there will be one starting point should be there. So here I'm initializing the value I equals to 1. So here whatever the number you want to check the sum of this particular series, okay, that particular number, okay, minimum like it should be 1 only. So here if the number less than or equals to this particular, like, so then what I have to do, each and every time I have to calculate this number. So total plus equals to I, whatever the number will be there, until it is less than or equals to number. Then what I want to do, each and every time I have to increase this particular value also. So here I'll write I plus 1 equals, I plus equals to 1. So what will happen here, for example, just you have entered, assume 4 you have entered. So first what it will do, okay, so first it will check, okay, the number, okay, whatever the number will be there, it should be less than or equals to. So before that 4, what it will do, it will check the sum of the 3, and before that it will check the sum of the 2, and before that it will check the sum of the 1. So here first it will calculate the sum of the 1. Sum of the 1 is 1 only now, and now it will do for the second one. So second one, what it will do here, what is the previous one, previous total is 1 only, and now what you have, the what is the number, the number is 2. So now it will print the 3. Now coming to the 3, Again, it will increase the value here. I plus I nothing but the incrementing it. Every time it will increase the value. Now I becomes 3. So here again it will increase that particular I into the total. So what is the previous total? Total is 3. What is the I? I is 3. So now it will become 6. Now again it is incrementing 4. So what is the previous? Okay, now 4 is going to be added into the total. So what is the previous total? 6. What is I? 4. Like this is going to be execute each and every iteration. Okay. So now if I run this, okay, I want to print the sum also, right? So here I'll write print total is total. Okay. So now for example, if I entering 1, so now you can see total is 1 only. If I enter 2, so 1 plus 2 it will become 3. If I enter 3, so it will become 3 plus 3 6. If I enter 4, so 4 plus 6 10. If I enter 5, so it will become 15. If I enter 6, 6 plus 15 21. If I enter 7, then 28, like this. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this one we have already done, right? Until -1, just you have to extend this program. So here in the like previous classes, we have done the until -1. So what we have done, we have taken one number, okay, enter input, enter any number, okay, and here we are adding one loop while if number is not equals to -1, till then again it should do the same assignment things, right? And here we are going to print the values, okay, and here I'm just writing loop close you enter -1, like this, right? So now if I'm entering something 11, okay, 22 -1, so now you can see loop is going to be closed now. But here what I want to do, I want to capture all these values. So before that, what I will do, I'll create 3 variables. Just assume positive equals to 0, negative equals to 0, 0 equals to 0. I've taken 3 variables. Now after that, I'll write that particular code. But before entering the number, I want to store the values. So here what I will do, I'll write one condition. If number is greater than 0, what should do? I have to add this particular number into the positive. So p plus equals to 1. Every time it should do the increment. Okay. Else if, just assume if number is 0, I want to add into the z variable. Okay. Next, else if number is less than 0, less than 0, okay, and number should not equals to -1, because see, for -1 you cannot count the -1, because if you enter the -1, the loop is going to be terminated, right? So you're not counting the -1 because it is not storing, right? You enter -1, the loop is terminated. Okay, so that's why I'm not counting the -1. So here what I should do, it should increment to the negative. Is it clear? Yes, no? Okay. So here I'm going to add positive count is p. Let me copy. Okay. Negative count
Sir, we
0.
should write else statement also, na, sir.
How? Else? Yeah, no, because see, else means here I'm adding the specific condition. That's why I'm using the else. If I just go with the negative, then I can go with the else. But here, number If I'm in below 0, -1 also should be there, but I don't want to count the -1, just I'm taking the LCM. That's the only reason. If I just add else, what will happen? In else, we don't write condition. So if I -1 also, it is going to be count.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
So the
sir.
thing is, if I'm entering the -1, loop is terminated. Our loop is going to be end. So I should not count the -1. That is the thing only. If I want to count the -1, then else if is not required. Just you have to add the else and just increment into the negative variable. That's it. Got the logic or not? Okay. So let me run this. Okay, something 33, 44, 1, 2, 3. Okay, -4, -3, some zeros. Okay, now -1. So now you can see loop close, you entered -1, positive 5. Now count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is there, minus, -4, -3, negative is 2, 0 is 1. It is not counting the -1 because it is not accepting. Because see, you entered -1, it is close. It is not showing the -1. Got it? Okay. Okay. Write a program that asks to enter a word and prints out the word and count how many vowels are there. Similarly, so just we have to incrementing the values things. Okay. So here I'm taking one string. Okay. So let's take my str equals to input. So here I don't need to convert into the integer because it's a string. Enter any string to check vowels. Okay. So once here I'm entering something, I have to check the vowel. Okay. So as of now, I'm just taking the one variable as a vowel. And here I'm storing A, E, I, O, and U. Okay, you can add the capital ABCDs also. Okay, so while you're doing the task, increase the into the capital ABCDs also. Okay, as of now, I'm just adding the small ABCDs. Now I want to count also. So count equals to 0. Okay, so here I'm just taking this particular all this particular first string. So here I'll write for I in my str, and from that what I want to check if I in okay vowel. Which operator I'm using? In which operator is this? If I in vowel, where we have learned this operator. Membership, very good. Okay. So here I just want to, if I is in vowel, what I want to do? I want to just increase this. That's it. Okay. Total vowel in my str are count. Okay. So now if I'm writing something high, so now you can see total vowel in high is 1 only. Why? Because I is already is counting. Let me run it. Hello. So total in hello, how many there? E is there and O is there. Let me add one more. Welcome. So in welcome, E is there, O is there, and again E is there. Is it clear?
Sir, once again, tell the logic, sir.
Okay. So logic is simple. Here first we are iterating the string. Okay. So what will happen if you're iterating the string? Let me just print this particular part. Print I. So what will happen here? For example, H and I, two will be going to be iterated, right? If I write anything into the for loop, everything, each and particular character will be in the sequence. H, I, it will be a separate sequence. In the next, what I'm doing, again here I'm checking if I means here, if H in vowel or not, if I in vowel or not. Like this, it will check each and every character if it is belongs to vowel or not. Got it? Yes, no.
Sir, there we give if I in vowel, sir. I.
Yeah, because in vowel we have A, in, I, O, U. So it will check membership operator whether this particular character belongs to this vowel or not. Let's see, for example, what we have done. Just assume this is my variable, right? For example, here, if I'm writing like this, A in vowel, what it will do? True. So getting my point? So here I'm writing it, and here same thing I'm doing using the loop. So every time it will check. For each and every iteration, what it will do, it will check the I in, means first I'm writing H. So H in vowel or not, I in vowel or not, like that. For welcome is there, W is vowel or not, E is vowel or not, L, again L is available in the vowel, no, C is available in the vowel. Like this, it will check each and every iteration. Got it? Yes, no. Any confusion? Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any doubt? Okay. Okay. Prime or not? Okay. So here, so for prime, what we have to? Okay. So here I'm adding one condition for prime. Okay. The first thing I want to check the number above the one only, because prime numbers are like 2, 3, 5, 7, like that. Okay. So here I'm adding the first, my first condition is, my first condition, number must be greater than 1. This is my first condition. Okay. And again I'm taking one sequence. So this is my condition. This is my first condition. And after that I'm taking one sequence to check the starting sequence from 2 only, because prime number starting with the 2, and till whatever the number you are entering. Okay, maybe any number. From that number I will check like it is a prime or not. So here when I'm checking this particular number, okay, so then these numbers, whatever the number will be there, for example if I'm checking 3, so here it will check 3 is the divisible by 2, again it will check 3 is divisible by 1, 3 is divisible by 3, like that. Okay, it will check the all the sequences one by one, one by one, one by one, it will check. Okay, for example if I entered 4, so then from starting point to ending point it will check all these sequences. Okay, so here, okay, if any particular number, okay, is divisible, okay, so then if it is divisible, it's a not prime number. If number of times it is divisible. Okay, so here I'm writing if divisible. Divisible means what? Remainder will be 0. If divisible, not a prime. If it is number of time, okay, because we are writing the sequence, iteration will be there. Is nothing but remainder equals to 0. Okay, not a prime. If not reminder, okay, if not divisible, what here I want to add, okay, here I want to add else it's a prime. And just assume if someone is not entering the like greater than one number, again I want to print one more time it's a prime only. Sorry, not prime. Okay, so when it should be a prime, if it is not divisible multiple time. Multiple time means it should be divisible with one number, okay, and its own number. Only two number, the two factor will be there. Okay, so here is it clear?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, so simply here I'm writing enter any number, number equals to enter any. Okay, and here I'm adding condition if number is greater than 1. Okay, here I'm going to write something. Okay, here my code will be there. Else what I want to do, if it is not greater than 1, if it is 0, someone is entering minus, it's not a prime number. Okay, and here also what should print prime and not prime. Okay, so here I'm adding one range for I in range of starting 2 to the whatever the number is there. Okay, if these sequences, okay, whatever the sequences are there, if it is divisible with this particular range, means remainder is 0. So remove this. Okay, so now if remainder is 0, then I want to print, mean number of time it is divisible, I'll write not prime. If it is not divisible, okay, so here I'll write the else, and here I'll print prime number. But here I want to break it, okay, the sequences also, because it will for example, I'll just show you why should I write the break. For example, if I'm running this program, something I'm writing 4. Okay, so 4 is not prime, and again it's also prime. Two times it is printing something. Again it is going to this particular block also. It should not going to this particular block. So that's why I want to add the, let me add here. I want to break it. If it is not prime, don't go to that particular second block. Directly it should, because see here else I'm not writing in the if. This particular, in this particular if, I'm going to write this particular else. Okay, for in the sequence, it should check if it is not divisible multiple line, then only it should come back here. So that's why I'm adding the break. So now if I'm checking for, only one result will print, not the second result it will print. So first result it is checking in a sequence. If it is not happening, it will go to the else and it will print that particular statement. Okay, if someone is entering something 0, then what will happen? If number is not greater than 1, again it will go to the else block and will print the not a prime. That is the this particular block. Okay, if number of times it is not repeating, for example 3. Okay, so here it is not divisible, then it will go to the else block and it will print prime only. Got it? Little bit complex.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, so next, any other questions or doubt? Okay, so next concept is advanced data types. So till now what we are doing, we are taking one variable and we are storing one values only. But here we can store multiple values in one variable. There is nothing but the advanced data types. So we have advanced data types, we have list, we have tuple, we have set, and we have dictionaries. So here there is a one more concept interview question is there. What is the difference between the mutable and immutable? So simple answer you can say, okay, if any particular, okay, any particular data set is there, and here on that particular data set, if you want to change that particular values, changes means if you want to add something, if you want to remove something, if you want to update something, okay, so then that comes under the mutable. Means immutable can be changed after its creating, and immutable is opposite, means once it is created and after that if I want to do any changes, I cannot able to change it. So what comes under the mutable? List, set, okay, dictionary, these comes under the mutable, okay, and immutable, coming to the advanced data type, we have only tuple is there, which is not comes under the mutable. It comes under the mutable, means once you create any data set in the tuple, you cannot able to change it. And one more thing, strings and numbers also, once you store it, you don't have any particular operation to change something, okay. Just you have to reassign the, you can reassign the values in the variable, but you cannot make changes there. So first we'll talk about the list concept. So what is list here? The first point. So using that particular list, okay. So first concept, it is a mutable, okay. It's a mutable. Mutable means what? Here you can make changes after creating the object. So everything in Python, it's saved in an object only, okay. Or you can say after creating the list, okay. What is the changes? What is the mean of changes? Add, update, or remove something. Next point. Here you can store n number of elements. There will be no restrictions. You can store n number of elements. One more thing. You can store mixed data types. Mixed data type means in one variable you can store integer also. In one variable you can store string also. In the same variable you can store the float also, boolean value also. N number of data with the mixed data types. Next point. So here whenever we are storing this particular data, each particular data, or you can say element, having their own index value. It means all elements are stored in a order format, and each element owns a index number. And same thing like how we learn the sorry in the string, how we have learned, like indexing start with the 0 from the, if you're counting from left to right, if you're counting from right to left, yes, we start for the -1. So same concept here also, okay. So each and particular elements having the index value, and if you're counting left to right, it will start from the 0 1 2 3 like that. If you're counting from right to left, then it will start from the -1 -2 -3 like that. So here, same thing, indexing is allowed. Okay, slicing is allowed. Okay, next, just assume you have multiple lists are there. Okay, so you can extend the list with the one list also. For example, you can extend the new list, extend the new list with the existing list, or you can say you can join multiple list in one list. Okay, and one more thing, duplicate or repeated elements are allowed. Means, for example, you have stored number 10. Again, you want to store the same number. So here you can do that particular process. So here multiple numbers, you can store it, okay, in one particular variable. Is it clear?
Sir,
Next,
actually, in that third point, you can store mixed data types. So, what does it mean?
it means, okay, let me write here, it means we can store multiple data types in one variable. Example, you can store integer, float, string, boolean, okay, all in one variable, like that. Okay, normally like we have array concept in C language, but in array what we can do, you can store multiple data, but all the data belongs to same data types. It is called homogeneous data types. Mixed data type means in one variable you can store something 10 comma 10.5 comma hi hello comma 1.23 comma 100, something like that. Okay, we'll see practically also.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so duplicate values are allowed, means you can repeat the values. Okay, how to store or how to assign using square bracket, square braces or bracket, means this is the bracket. Okay, and one more thing, how the elements are going to be separated. Elements are separated with comma. Okay, so these are the points are there. If you are in interview, they will ask you like just explain some points in the list, so you can mention these particular points. So these points will be enough. If you mention 5 6 points also, it is good, but if you mention in details like that, it will be more good. Okay, so compulsory, most of the freshers interview, they'll ask you this: what is the difference between the mutable and immutable? Okay, and what is the difference between the list and array also? Okay, so here, okay, let's take one variable, something a equals to, and here I'm taking square bracket. I'm showing 10 20 1.22 something 4.54. Okay, and here I'm writing hi something hello. Okay, and again I'm storing 1 comma 2 comma 10 comma 20. So now you can see here this 10 and 20 are repeating here, and now if I check this a variable, all the values are printing perfectly. Why? Because when you store the values in list, each and every value having their own particular index value or index number. If I print a of 0, now you can see it's having the different index number, and 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so if I write a of 8, it's the different particular index number. Okay, and if you want to check what type of variable it is a list format. Is it clear? So in this way, you can store the multiple, or you can say mixed data type in one particular variable. Is it clear? Yes, no?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, okay, so this is the indexing. How you can do the slicing part also. Okay, so this is my variable, and if I write something from 1 to 5, I want to print. You can see from first index to fourth index print. Fifth is not going to print. You can see the first, second, third, and fourth. If I write a of 0 and up not mentioning the ending point, all the values are going to print. Okay, like this you can print the slicing also. Next we have concatenation. Concatenation means just assume there are multiple lists are there. For example, L1 equals to something 3 comma 4 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, and there is a one more L2 is there. Just assume here 33 44 55 some. Okay, and L3 equals to, just assume there are 10 20 30 something. Okay, so now just make it add one more 40 also. Okay, so here you can see we have different values are there, and here I'll just add two values only. Okay, so here you can see in one 2 elements are there, in one 3 elements are there, in one 4 elements are there. Now I want to join it as a one variable, so I'll just write L4 equals to whatever you want. For example, first I want L2, and then I want L3, and then I want L1, like this. So you can see in this particular format only all the values are going to be stored. Okay, or else you can write L1 plus L2 also, or else you can write L3 plus L2 also, or else you can write L3 plus L1 plus L2, any combination you can print it. So it will join that particular values. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Next we will be having the multiplication. So if I want to repeat any values multiple times, for example L1 into 2, L1 into 3, L1 into 4 times, okay, so then there is nothing but the multiplication concept. Okay, so in interview they'll ask you what are the list operations are there. So just you have to tell four things: indexing, slicing, okay, concatenation, and multiplication. These are the four list operations are there. And apart from that, we have the list built-in function. Okay, so just assume let's take this particular list and I want to add some value. So just assume just you have to mention add, sorry, not add, there is a append function. So using the append function, we can add some values. For example, if I'm mentioning 100 here, so this L4 is going to be added in the last. Again, if you just write L4 dot append, okay, you are mentioning 1. So this 1 is going to be added in the last. And just assume, okay, I want to insert the value according to my requirement. For example, in between this, let's take this 10 and 20. Okay, after this 10 and before the 20, I want to insert something 11 number. Okay, here I want 11. So here I have to count the index 0, 1, 2, 3. So fourth index will come. So here I have tried L4 dot insert function, and which index I want? Fourth index. What value I want? Just 11 I want to add. And you can see if you print L4, you can see after 10 and before the 20, 11 is there. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they'll ask you the question like this in interview: how to add the value. So just if you tell like using the append function, we can add the value. So they'll ask you like where is going to be saved. So you have to tell me that it will store into the last as a last element. But then they'll ask you the interview question: I want to store, or I want to add, or else you can say that they'll ask you like I want to update a specific element. Then how to add that particular element on a specific index, like 0 index I want, first index, second index, middle part. So just you have to tell using the insert function. Using the insert function, we can add the element on a specific index value. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one. Next, we have one function called remove function. Just assume I want to remove the 11 directly. So if I print, you can see 11 is removed. So using the remove function, whatever the value you have given, that value is automatically removed. Just assume I want to remove the last value. So here I have the pop function. So using the pop function, I can remove the last value. If I just run this, okay, you can see here 1 is removed. If I want to check it, you can see 1 is removed here. Just assume I want to remove the specific index value. For example, here, okay, just assume I want to remove this 55. So here, what is the index? 0, 1, and 2. So if I write like this, L4 dot pop, and here, okay, 0, 1, 2. So if I mention 2, you can see 54 is going to be removed. So then they'll ask you a question: what is the difference between the remove and pop function? So using the remove function, whenever you want to remove directly any particular, like you know already one value is there, and you want to remove the value that particular, but just assume there are similar two values are there, okay, or 3 4 values are there. So maybe like you want to specific about like, okay, from this index value I want to remove. So then you have to go with the pop. If you directly write the pop function, what will happen? Last value is going to be eliminated. But if you want to specific about one particular indexing, in the pop function you have to pass one value as a argument. So what you tell, this will be a one argument. Whenever you pass any value in the function, it will be called as a argument. Got it? Next, here, okay, if I want to check the maximum value or minimum value or sum of the value or total length of my particular list, so there are some ready-made functions out there. For example, maximum of variable name, minimum of variable name, sum of variable name, okay, and length of variable name, okay. And just assume, okay, this is my L4 is there, and just assume there is a L5 also there, and here there are two values are stored. Just assume 1 comma 2, these two values are stored. So I want to extend this list into my previous existing list. So just I'll write L4 dot extend, and L5 I want to extend into the L4. So just write here and print the L4. Now you can see 1 comma 2 is going to be added. But where is going to be added? It is going to be added in the last. If you want to add one value specifically, then you have to go with the insert function. Okay. Now, next question. Okay, how to sort the elements of the array? So simple concept here, you use the L4 dot sort function. Okay, and once you print the L4, you can see all the values are sorted. If you want to print the descending order, so first you have to sort, and then just you have to mention the reverse function. So automatically it will be in the descending order. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now, if I want to store this particular list using the input function, so how to store the particular list? So here simply, okay, I have to take one particular variable. Just assume I'm adding one number of element. Okay, this is my variable name. So here first of all I'll take one input, like how many elements you want to store. So here I'll write how many elements you want to store. Okay, and then what I'll do, I'll take my list also. Just assume there is one variable called my list. So this list is empty as of now. So here I'll take one loop for I in range of how many elements you have to store. So that variable is nothing but number of elements. So that is going to be stored into the range. And next, what I want to do, okay, I want to store the values, right? So just take one variable, just assume uh, values as a one variable name, and here I'm writing, okay, for example, just you are specific about integer only, so you can write like this: input, okay, enter your elements. Okay, so when you're entering the elements, I want to append all these values into the my list. So just I'll write my list, okay, dot append function, and one by one the values are going to be added, okay, from this values. Okay, and once I, okay, so it is, okay, space is there. Okay, so for example, I want to store four values. Now I'm entering 10, 20, 30, and 40. And if I print this particular my list, now you can see 10, 20, 30, 40, all these are printed. If I want to add one more thing, something like this, okay, like this also, you can print one separate message, okay, print element number, okay, and here I'll write the I plus 1. And now you can see how many elements you want to store. For example, just I want to store 5 elements. Now you can see element number 1, element 10, element number 2, 20, element number 3, 30, element number 4, 40, element number 5, 50. Okay, and now check here in the my list, it is going to be added. Okay, you can add this my list into the here also. For example, just you can see I want to add one message. Okay, like this I'll write dash dash dash. Okay, and here I'll write, okay, given list is, I'll write comma and my list. Okay, and just assume I want to add only three elements, enter first element 22, 11, something 44. Now you can see given list 22, 11, 44. Is it clear? Okay, now coming to the task. So here, okay, 38. So let me copy this task. So let me explain this task first. Okay, so the first task, create a list using the input function, store all the elements, then print the sum of the list without using the built-in function. So we have already sum function is there, right? So without using the sum function, you have to print the sum of the given list using the loop only. So you already know how to create the sum, how to increment the value using the assignment operator. Do the same thing. Is it clear? Question number 36.
Yes, sir.
37 question. Create a list using the input function and print the multiple subjects, like just assume enter Hindi marks, enter Telugu marks, enter English marks, and print the highest marks, lowest marks, total marks, and average marks. Next question. Create a list. Just assume some failed students are there, and you have to create one more list where past students should be saved, but These particular past student, whatever the students are there in the failed student, that should not be in the past student. So here you have to create all the student names as a one separate variable name. Okay, you can just assume, you can see, just assume failed student is ABC, and total all students ABC XYZ, and then you have to mention past student is, you have to extract from the, from this all student, you have to extract past student is. Everything you have to using the loop only. So you have to total how many variables you have to take? One, failed student list, second variable total students, third variable as a past students. Okay, so from total students you have to extract the past student list. Okay, just you have to fix to some failed student. Just assume there are 3 names taken or 4 names taken, that is a failed student. So whatever the new names are there, that is going to be extracted or filtered from failed student to past student. Is it clear? Yes,
So
no?
please repeat
Okay,
last
simple.
line.
Okay, simple question. First you have to create the failed student. Just assume ABC is fixed.
Hmm.
You're taking one more list as an input function, total student list. Enter the total student number, just assume 10, and you're entering the 10 names. Just you have to filter if already these names are available in the failed student. Okay, ignore that names and store only past student list. That's it. Just take a separate variable and add those names which is not available in the failed student. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so practice this. Okay, so that's it for today.